When I think about the story of Noah's Ark, I realize it's not just some childhood fairy tale about animals marching side by side. Behind those familiar images is a story with real grit. A story that speaks to the heart of adulthood, where choices have consequences, and hope is often found in the midst of chaos. Picture this: a world that's lost its way. Corruption, violence, moral confusion everywhere you turn. It's easy to imagine, right? Sometimes I feel like today's headlines echo the same darkness described in Genesis. The world was so far gone that even God felt grief. Imagine that, the Creator himself heartbroken over what's become of his creation. It's a pretty sobering thought. But then, there's Noah. One man standing tall when everyone else has given up on goodness. He's not flashy, not looking for attention. He just walks faithfully, even when it makes him stick out like a sore thumb. I think about how hard it must have been to stay true to his values, especially when ridicule and doubt were probably all he heard. But Noah didn't waver. He did what was right, not what was popular. Then comes the call: build an ark. Not just any boat, something massive, something that seemed downright crazy. Imagine explaining that to your neighbors. Yet Noah got to work day after day, trusting that there was a reason behind the madness. That kind of obedience, it's not easy, it's uncomfortable, it's faith in action even when the world thinks you've lost your mind. And then, the flood, the ultimate storm. Judgment and grace crashing together. On one side, a world reaping what it's sown. On the other, a handful of lives preserved because they dared to trust and obey. It's a harsh reminder, actions matter. But it's also a beautiful assurance, there is always grace for those who seek it. Once the storm passes, a rainbow arcs across the sky. Not just a pretty sight, but a promise, a new beginning. Even after the worst storms, there's hope. God's faithfulness doesn't waver, even when ours does. So what does this mean for us today? Maybe it's a nudge to stand firm, to do what's right even when it's lonely. Maybe it's a call to trust, to build our own arks, those acts of faith that might not make sense until the storm hits. And maybe, just maybe, it's a reminder that after every flood, there's a rainbow waiting, a sign that new beginnings are always possible. That's the real lesson of Noah's Ark. Not just survival, but transformation. Not just judgment, but hope. And for me, that's a story worth remembering.